Hi, it's Jane, and I finally decided what I want to do with this journal that I prepared. And there are a number of pages here to work on. I decided what I'm going to do is base it on this piece of artwork that I made. It actually goes this way. It's called Bone Broth, and so I'm going to call this journal Bone Broth as well. This is one of my junk art pieces that I am doing in my daily challenge, and you can see those videos on my YouTube channel. And I think, do I have this one? I don't think I did a video of this particular one, but that's okay because I'm going to show you what I did in this journal. So that's what I'm basing it on. And so let's get started. I don't want to do it on the first page. I'm going to save that for something else later. And I think this was a little bit too busy for me to start out with today. So I'm going to start on this page here. I've got matte medium, my water and brush, my dirty water and brush. My water's always dirty because I don't have a sink up here. I have a sink downstairs, and so my water gets dirty frequently. Some rags to wipe my brush. You'll need more than one brush, one size brush. I've also got this smaller one, size 6. This is a filbert. I like the square ones better than the filberts, but that'll do. And then I have a bunch of bones. These are illustrations. These are actually the original illustrations. I always use the originals. I don't go by copies, but that's, I mean, I probably will at some point, but I like to use the originals because it makes it more of a one-of-a-kind. I know that someday they'll be used up, but I'll just go on to something else. So that's the way it is. I have so many. I have a huge book of all kinds of bones on the body, and so I don't think I'll be running out very, very soon. So here are my bones, and just so you know, I did copy or scan some of the bones and put them on 8 by 10. I mean, what 8 by 10? 8.5 by 11 format, and I'll put the link below, and you can go to that link and print out your own pages of bones. So these are free. You just click on the link and it'll take you to a page in my website where you can download the 2 pages one at a time. And you can do just one, or you can do both of them. You can save them or print them out, or do whatever you want with them. They're yours after that. So anyways, so I'm going to base it on this one here. So I'm going to leave that aside, and what I start doing is just start laying out my images and see where I might want to. I don't care if they're upside down or they're sideways. However I think they're going to look best is how I'm going to put them. Now, I sort of like to weave my images together. Like these are all, if you see this is a fish actually in there and some flowers, and I actually weave in and out of the images. And that's what I'm going to do here. And this one so far does not fit anywhere. Like this one's good to weave in and out of because it has these holes in I think it's a vertebrae. So what I can do is take one of these bones and weave it in and out of here like that. And I'll just start placing them where I think I would like them to go. I think I might put fish and flowers in this one as well. I haven't cut them out yet, but you can get pictures of fish or magazines, or it doesn't have to be fish. It can be just the bones. You can find some flower pictures. Just go to your magazines and you'll find all kinds of different sorts of pictures that you might like to use. I took these out of old books, actually. The pages are a bit sturdier in old books than they are in magazines, but magazines are perfectly fine. You can use that. I really like this spine. So I think I'm going to put that in there like that. I don't want to overdo it. Excuse me, I don't want to overdo it. I think the hand is just too big. I don't want to put the hand. This is a lot bigger than what you'll get in here. I shrunk it down because that's just too big. I think I'm going to set that aside. Oh, a skull. Oh, teeth. Teeth. Let me see. Teeth. Yeah, I think I like that. The gluing part is the hard part, because sometimes when I just hold it down, and well, I'll show you when I'm ready to glue it. But so I'm going to base this entire book on these bone images. Oh, I think I like that, like that. I think that's all I want on that page. So I gave you a lot, in the printouts I'm giving you a lot more than you'll probably need of bone images, but it'll give you a lot to choose from in your own little conglomeration of a collage. So I'm going to go find some flowers and I'll be right back. Okay, I've cut some flowers out, and I just want to mention something. I'm totally ridiculous and anal when it comes to cutting out images. I mean, I get right down to the tiny little, I can't help myself. I love cutting paper. I don't know what it is, but it's very calming and relaxing for me. So that's extremely fussy cut. So that was one flower. This one as well is another one, extremely, extremely fussy cut. Even if it breaks, it doesn't matter to me because you can just glue it down anyways. And then this one. So what I wanted to do with this one is kind of put it in here somehow, weaving it in like that. I think I like that a lot. And these little flowers, here. Yeah, I like that. And here, or kind of like that, and I'm not sure. that. Okay. That's good. That's for my flowers. And then my fish, I've cut some fish here too. This guy might be a little bit too big. I'm not sure. Is he too big? Maybe not. Let's see what else I've got. I don't know if these fish are upside down or not, but as long as I get my composition the way I want it, I don't care if they're upside down. I don't care if letters are backwards or upside down, or I just want to get the composition the way I want. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, I think I'm actually done with that one. No more has to be done. Now what happens is I need to glue it down, and this is the hard part, because things start to shift around and move. So, and I've got my brush, my small brush. This is the smaller brush, and like I said, it's a number 6 brush. I'm running out of matte medium. And what I start doing is I'll hold the images down with my fingers and then lift up and try to get to the center of it and just put a small amount of the glue down, just so it's going to hold the image down to the image that's underneath it. Same, I'm going to do that with this fish right here. Put a little bit of the matte medium down and press it down. And try to go from the center outwards. And that should help you with wrinkles. No matter what, though, it's going to wrinkle. I don't know. I haven't been able to find out how to avoid that. So I'm going to continue to lift up pieces. Now this I'm actually putting right down on the page, this piece here, and pressing that down, and just go here and there in spots. Oops, see, now I moved it. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid. So now I have to find my spot all over again, and I think that's it. Okay, hold it down, and I'm going to glue this flower down a little bit here, so that should help to hold it down to the page. So it's starting to get there. I'm going to want to glue down this fish under here. So I'm holding with my thumb and lifting up the fish and going underneath, and then pressing it down like that. And this spine I'm going to glue down to the fish. And then this bone here, I'm going to hold that down, get a little spot underneath there. And this one, I'm just going to keep going, just keep gluing them down. This one I think I'll glue right down. This one, because it's not that much underneath it, I'm going to go ahead and glue the entire piece down. Guess I could probably use a bigger brush for that, but since I already got this brush all nice and glued, mediumed up, just use this. And besides that, I'm lazy. Okay. Now I'm going to do the skull. I'm going to go under here because I glued some of that spine down on it. So I'm going to try to get underneath there. And I am going to use my bigger brush. You don't want your glue too thick because that helps to make wrinkles. But sometimes you just can't help it when you're doing collages this way. You can see I'm starting to get a few wrinkles in that skull, which I try to avoid, but you know, if it happens, it happens. And I'll show you a little trick that I do if I get a wrinkle that I don't like after I'm done all this and I find all my wrinkles. I'll show you what I do with how to flatten them down a bit. All right, I'm just going to continue to do that. Now this fish needs to become glued down. Now gluing your pieces down this way, there are going to be some hollow spots underneath, but you know what, that doesn't really matter very much because no one's really going to know that there's some parts of it underneath that didn't get glued. Some people get their whole composition and then they take it all apart and glue it together again. I never get it back the way I liked it in the first place, so I do it this way. I must have had some paint in that brush because it's starting to show a little bit in the brush. Yeah. See, there's some bubbles there. They're not bad so far, though. I know that I will get bubbles, though. It's inevitable. All right. Where to go next? I think I need to glue this flower down a little bit. And then the rib cage. Here's a bubble that's going to happen. It's that I won't be able to avoid. I think what happens when you're wetting the pieces of paper, they stretch a little bit, and because you've glued in here and here and here, it makes bubbles. See, there's going to be another bubble right here. But I'll show you how to fix that afterwards. And I did it with this one, and You can't even tell. You can't even tell that I fixed it. And this is a jaw. Now, I'm able to stick my brush way underneath there and get some of the glue underneath. You're not always able to do that, but this piece I'm able to. Just flatten it down as much as you can. Still some color in my paintbrush. I don't know what I must have used it as for paint. I try not to do that. Use it for both paint and glue because that's what happens. The paint starts to seep out. I feel like I'm starting to get a little more confidence in my videoing. Is that a word? Videoing? Because I don't, I've done a few now, and I'm not a talker. I'm not a talker. So it's a little more difficult for me to talk while I'm working because I just don't do it. I'm just not made up that way. What's that? Whatever. Maybe I'll just get another brush because I don't want any paint in there. Where are my brushes? Oh. This is a good one. See, I like this because it's got a flat edge on it. You can see that. It's got a flat edge. And it's also a number 6. Yeah, the bubbles are really starting to show now. Oh, I didn't tack that one down. Yeah, this bone is going to bubble. See right there. That one's really bubbled a lot. I think I have everything stuck down. Now I want to show you the bubbles right there. If you can see, it's sort of lifted up, a little bit of bubbles right there. You can see them. So what I do is I just take my scissors, I reach underneath, and it's still, actually you should be doing this when it's dry, but I'm too impatient, so I'm doing it when it's wet. And then I just fold it over. I just fold one over the other, and it, you know, it's not, it doesn't, just really doesn't show. Look. So that's what I do. Now I'm just going to go around and find some of the spots. And like I said, should be doing this when it's dry. And then, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. I'm just putting glue underneath there and just folding it over. And you can hardly tell. Just like that. So there's a little one right here. Trying to get some paint underneath that fish. I'm going to dry this and then I'll be back. Alright, it's not super dry, but it's better. And let me see. There's a little bubble in the fish, but I'd rather not cut the fish because it would be more noticeable if I did that. So I just kind of stuck them down. Oops, got paint on glue on my stuff there. So I think he's just fine. A little more glue here is needed. This flower was lifted up a little bit. So that's what I'm just doing, some maintenance here and there all around. This over here, the little fish fin is lifted up a little bit. So we'll stick that down. Now you can tell there's no glue under this part right here. It's a little bubbled up, but it's not going to matter. That's what happened with this one, and look, it's all nice. After it dried, it's really nice and flat. I don't know if you can see how nice and flat it is. But I don't see too many other pieces that are stuck up. This is one that I want to cut. Get in there. And you can't even tell that I cut it. Sometimes I use the back of my fingernail to push things down. Seems to stick less to my fingernail than it would my finger. I think that's good. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do for this one. I might come back in later and add some color around the edges or some staining or something else just to add to the outer edges. But for now, I think I'm done. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of this. And go ahead and download your bone pages that you can use in the collage. There are a lot more in these pieces than I have down on the page. You can go ahead and blow these up on your computer if you have the ability to do that, or have someone else do it, or just use them in the sizes that I made them on the pages. But go ahead and have fun. This was a lot of fun. I hope you don't mind that there's skulls and bones. It's just from a medical book, and when I made this and called it Bone Broth, I thought that was really fun, and thought that it would make a good junk journal. So again, thank you for watching, and go ahead and subscribe, or not subscribe, but share and like and press the little bells and do all those little things that you do. And my newsletter, I do have a newsletter about junk journals. I just started it in September, so I'll be on my 3rd newsletter in November. And what I have some articles in my newsletter. It's about some of the techniques and materials that I use for making junk journals. And also there will be freebies that you can download on there. There'll be one a month, and also some other little freebies that you can use for, like what is it, a daily checklist of things that you need to do for, and stuff like that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.